We know that Sun is a star. But have you wondered how it got there in the first place? Do you know how other stars are formed? A star's life cycle is determined by its mass. The larger its mass, the shorter its life cycle, are formed in clouds of gas and dust, known as nebulae. Over time, hydrogen gas gets pulled up from the nebula by gravity and begins to spin. This eventually leads to the formation of a protostar. As time passes, nuclear fusion takes place inside the cloud's core and now becomes a main sequence star. As the star burns hydrogen in its core, it converted into helium by nuclear fusion. Very large, massive stars burn their fuel much faster than smaller stars and may only last a few 100,000 years. Smaller stars, however, will last for several billion years, because they burn their fuel much more slowly. Eventually the hydrogen fuel that powers the nuclear reactions within stars will begin to run out. Over time, they will expand, cool, and change color to become red giants. It is red because it is cooler, and it is a giant because the outer shell has expanded outward. In the core of the red giant, helium fuses into carbon. Small stars, like the Sun, will undergo a peaceful death. A planetary nebula is formed by the outer layers. The core remains as a white dwarf and eventually cools to become a black dwarf. On the other hand, a massive star will undergo a supernova explosion. If the explosion is about 3 times as massive as our Sun, it will become a neutron star. They can often be rapidly spinning and are known as pulsars. If the core of a massive star that has more than 3 times the mass of our Sun, the force of gravity overcomes the nuclear forces, which keep protons and neutrons from combining. The core is thus swallowed by its own gravity. It now becomes a black hole. That is a pretty harsh turn of events. The black hole now formed will start its mission on eating the universe, destroying anything that comes in its path. All these processes take place over course of billions of years. New stars are formed from nebula. Hence, they are also known as stellar nurseries. But that's not it about these great objects in space. There is a lot more to know about them. So much so that each requires separate video to be explained. So stay tuned to know more about them. Thanks for watching.